In the world of cybercrime, hidden behind screens and encrypted networks, there is a story that is still taught in cybersecurity centers around the world. A story of a group that stole more than $1 billion from real banks over 5 long years, without masks, without weapons, only with a keyboard and a screen. This is not a myth, not a movie script. This is the true story of Carbanak. The beginning. A tiny sign everyone ignored. In the summer of 2013, an employee at a major Russian bank noticed something strange. He opened his computer and saw the mouse cursor moving on its own, slowly, as if someone else was controlling it. He laughed and said, "The device must be glitching." But that tiny movement was the first visible trace of the largest bank heist in internet history. In the days that followed, banks in Russia, Ukraine, Eastern Europe, the Middle East, and even the United States began reporting strange incidents. Money disappearing, balances changing, ATMs ejecting cash for no reason, but no one connected these events together because the mastermind behind them left no clear footprints. Who were Carbanak? Far from the public eye, a small group of highly skilled hackers was operating. Not amateurs, but a structured criminal organization. Each member had a specific role. One developed advanced malware, one specialized in internal networks, one handled money laundering, and above all of them was the mastermind. Investigators called him the Professor, a mysterious Russian hacker whose real name, face, and identity were unknown. He gathered the best specialists around him and defined one simple goal: why steal from customers when you can steal from the bank itself? How did they start the infiltration? The professor knew that bank systems were nearly impossible to hack directly, so he went after the weakest point: the employees. They began sending perfectly crafted phishing emails, a PDF file, a financial report, a simple resume. One employee only needed to open the attachment. And once he did, the Carbanak malware silently installed itself inside the bank's network and connected back to the hacker's servers. From that moment on, the hacker could enter the employee's computer like he was sitting right in front of it, watching everything, learning everything, understanding every movement of money inside the bank. This surveillance phase lasted weeks. Patience, observation, preparation. Then they launched the operation, the theft, terrifying and brilliant at the same time. Carbanak never stole money directly. They first imitated the bank's daily workflow. For example, they would raise an account's balance from $1,000 to $2,000, then withdraw the extra $1,000 from an ATM using hired mules. In other banks, they exploited internal transfer systems and sent small amounts to fake accounts they controlled. And the most frightening method was witnessed in several cities. ATMs suddenly began spitting out cash in the streets, with no one touching them. A man standing nearby would collect the money and walk away calmly. Banks reported these incidents, but no one understood how they happened. Everyone assumed it was a technical malfunction. But the malfunction was a man named the Professor. The expansion, thousands of victims. Within just 3 years, they infected more than 100 banks across over 40 countries. Sometimes they stole $10,000, sometimes $5 million. In one major attack, they took $45 million in a single operation. The total estimated loss exceeded $1 billion. And the worst part? Banks couldn't trace how the theft occurred, because the hackers were operating from inside the system using real employee accounts. The mistake that exposed everything in Duantofes. In 2015, that moving mouse cursor incident happened again. But this employee didn't laugh. He contacted the cybersecurity team. The team analyzed the device, found a suspicious external connection, and eventually uncovered traces of the Carbanak malware. This discovery triggered a massive international manhunt. Europol, Interpol, and major cybersecurity companies joined forces. Experts dissected the malware, traced hidden IPs, tracked rented servers, and followed anonymous Bitcoin payments. Slowly, the puzzle pieces connected. Every clue, every server, every digital shadow, all of it was pointing toward one man. Where was the mastermind hiding? After nearly 5 years of pursuit, investigators found a device linked to the attacks in Madrid, Spain. The shocking part? The professor was living quietly, in a small apartment, running the largest bank hack in history from a single room. Spanish police monitored him for days and confirmed the slip-up that exposed him. He had used a traceable bank card to pay for one of the Carbanak servers, a tiny mistake that destroyed a global cybercrime empire. The arrest and the collapse. The raid happened at dawn. Police seized computers, servers, financial records, and the Carbanak malware itself. He was officially arrested in 2018, and with the professor gone, the entire network collapsed. Some members were arrested later, others vanished from the internet forever. The case was closed, but its impact wasn't. Why was this operation so dangerous? Because it was the first cyber heist in history where the criminals didn't hack customer accounts. They hacked the bank itself. They gained full internal access. They mimicked employees. And they controlled entire financial systems from the inside. After this operation, banks worldwide were forced to redesign their security. New laws were introduced. New protections were built. Carbanak changed everything. The ending and the lesson. This story teaches one clear truth. In the digital world, even the smartest criminal can fall because of a tiny human mistake. Carbanak didn't fall due to advanced defenses. It fell because its mastermind used a normal bank card. The largest cyberbank heist in history collapsed because of one forgotten detail.